Welcome to episode 183 of the AHRC Marathon Training Vlog. I'm MK, and I'm coming to you on Wednesday. We're back home and back on the daily vlog. Super pumped, super excited, stoked to get back on the daily vlog. Before I start vlogging, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't done so already. Help out the channel a bunch. Like this video, gives the algorithm a boost, and helps this video out as well. This morning, we had an awesome recovery run with the AHRC crew. Let's drop in on them and see how it all went down.
I made this one for the half marathon.
It's a cool misty morning on the tail end of a 7-mile run. Easy. It was a good one, but it was pretty much pitch black all morning long, so couldn't get any footage. Let's drop in on Megan and see how her tempo run went last week. You know, she's been having some trouble running at her lactate threshold, so really curious to see how that went. And she also had a pretty tough long run with a lot of race pace miles in there. So let's drop in and see how those two key workouts went last week.
Coach, I just wanted to check in with you regarding yesterday's tempo run. So I ended up doing 1 mile warm-up, which is a little bit shorter because originally we said 10 minutes, but due to time I did a 1 mile warm-up, and then I did my first mile was 7:03, 7:02, 6:59. I did quarter of a mile cool down, and then I would guess that my next lap would have been 7:10, 7:12, 7:12, and then another mile cool down. So finally was able to get that tempo running, felt really good. Our weather's been really great here, and I hope you're doing great. Talk to you later, bye.
Hey Coach, it's Megan. I just wanted to check in with you after I did my long run yesterday. So the original plan was to do a warm up and then 2 sets of 6 miles at a 7:23 pace with a 2-minute float in between and then a cool down. So I was doing really good, and like my first 6 miles, I felt like I rocked it. So I was between, like, I was 7:16, 7:25, 7:21, 7:07, 7:17, 7:22. And then I did my 2-minute float, and then I just crashed. And so I was about 7:25, 7:14, 7:20-ish, and then 7:27. And then I started to feel really fatigued, so I slowed way down at mile 13 to about 8-minute mile pace, hoping to finish off my last mile strong. Still finished at 7:36, but by the last mile and a half or so, my cool down, my legs were just toast. So I ended up doing just like a Gatorade for nutrition and 2 gels. I felt like that was fine. I think I'm just still working on pacing myself. So. But I just wanted to touch in, and congrats on your marathon. It looks like you crushed it, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye.
Really well done, Meg. I'm sure that you had to break through some mental barriers to get through that tempo run. And having a little trouble on the long run is a good experience too, because you'll have a little trouble during the race. So feeling that pressure is a good thing. We'll also discuss how exactly you felt so that we can know if we're in a danger zone, because we don't want to get you injured or have your legs full of lactate in the following days before we do the long run this coming weekend. Let's send it back to future MK. Thanks, past MK. I want to give a giant shout out to my friend Riley for his half marathon PB. He cracked 80 minutes. Awesome. He's been trying for a while, he said, and he finally did it with seconds to spare. Well done. Riley is an excellent athlete, but not only that, he's very smart and he prepared properly for this race. One key element that I was impressed by was how he did all of his training runs 4 seconds faster than VDOT calculated paces and his race pace as well. He did it to account for the generosity that GPS data gives us, so that when he goes to a measured course, he doesn't feel more fatigued. I think that that was key in him achieving his goal of 79 minutes. Really great work ethic and a very practical approach to training Riley. A lot of people fall into the trap of Strava vanity and err on the side of faster times that Strava gives them because they want to believe that they're faster. And I'm really proud of you for kind of seeing through that and training properly for your race. It resulted in a very positive outcome for you, and I think it was worth it. Riley also coached his lovely girlfriend Carrie to her first ever 10K, and she broke 70 minutes in her first ever 10K. Amazing work, Carrie. You crushed it. If you live in the Michigan area and you're looking for a training partner or even a coach, I highly recommend that you look up Riley Bohr on Strava. His Strava account is public and you'll be able to see his runs, and you can hit him up for a meetup or an appointment to get coaching from him. Before the marathon, to be honest, I was getting a little bit down because I was having computer issues and it was taking all day long to edit videos and post them, and everything was moving at a snail's pace all of a sudden. I was wondering if I was going to have to get all new hardware. It made editing and processing the videos really difficult, and I gotta be honest, I was getting a little bit down, but looks like they fixed the server issue because now everything's moving at lightning speeds. I have a renewed vigor and passion and motivation to get these videos out now, so super pumped, super excited. I'm really ready to get these daily vlogs going again. I'm committed to doing second runs in the afternoons to get better footage in sunlight. I'll do workouts with the kids in the early mornings, and then I'll do a second workout on my own to help prepare myself for the LA Marathon in the spring. I'll do one more marathon in December with the kids at CIM. It'll be around 3 hours, so it's just another pacing duty for me. And then hopefully in LA I'll run close to 250 in LA in March. The spring will be very busy for me. I'll run one marathon per month from February to May. So in February I'm going to do the Ventura Marathon and I'll be pacing there. In March I'll race the LA Marathon. In April I'll do a fun run at Boston around 3 hours, but we'll see if it looks good and I'm able to stay healthy and I have some good momentum as far as training. I might race Boston as a fast race since the course is so favorable for good times. Then in May, it's up in the air, but I'll either do the OC Marathon or mountains to beach. So we'll see how that goes. All right, we have about 7 weeks roughly before CIM in Sacramento. It is well known to be one of the fastest flat courses in the United States. It is widely used by many marathoners to qualify for the US Olympic trials, in addition to Grandma's Marathon in Minnesota. So both of those are two really fast courses that a lot of Olympic trial hopefuls, OTQ hopefuls, are using as qualifying races. So it's pretty awesome. Like, the atmosphere is very much like one of the majors in that you can be running at around 3 hours and have a lot of people around you. Usually in marathons that aren't majors, if you're running at about 3 hours, you're pretty lonesome, pretty by yourself most of the time, especially towards the second half of the race. Here there'll be a whole swath of runners, and everybody will accelerate in the second half instead of die. They'll all be pretty experienced and in very good shape. So I'm going to overtrain the kids as far as overtrain them with regards to pacing. We will train to race at around 6:45 to 6:50 pace, but I'm going to take them out at CIM for the first half marathon at around 7-minute pace, make it a warm-up, and then we can make the last 13 miles the actual race for them. I'm very inclined to do this because of the mental difficulty that the marathon poses to athletes. I feel like most of the time, rather than a physical breakdown, most people end up dropping or walking or decreasing their speed towards the end of a marathon because of a mental breakdown rather than a physical breakdown. When I look at a lot of athletes' GPS data and Strava data, their heart rate is actually coming down before they hit their wall. And it's because they're slowing down. A lot of times that wall is not associated with a cramp or a locking up of the muscles. So we're going to alleviate some of the mental burden of the marathon for the kids this December and allow them to coast through the first half at a pace of around a 3:05 finish. And if they can speed up and actually race the second half of the marathon, then we'll finish someplace south of 3:03. All right, these are the splits for the first 3 miles. It's misty, but it's a beautiful day. It's very beautiful. All right, we finished 4 miles in 35 minutes. All right, this week we're going to just continue doing some easy recovery runs. Maybe try to get in some strides tomorrow and lead into another 10K time trial on Saturday, followed by a long run on Sunday, and get back into the swing of things. I might abbreviate that for the kids. We can make it a shorter time trial, maybe an 8K, and maybe a shorter long run, maybe a medium long run instead. So, but after that, it's going to be the thickest part of the training block next week, it'll be the hardest week in the training block leading up to CIM. Cole and Evan are pretty stoked. They're viewing the Long Beach Half Marathon as a long run workout at marathon pace. So Cole was able to get 11 good marathon pace miles in, and Evan was able to get about 8 or 9 good marathon pace miles in. So they're really looking forward to racing fast in Sacramento at CIM. I'm about at the end of this nice little jog. Here are the totals for this second run right now. That was a good one. Thanks for coming along with me. Here are the totals for the run this morning with AHRC. That was a lot of fun. I love my AHRC crew. Thanks for coming with me on both of these runs. Made my day. I hope you have a great day and a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye now.